Hey, how the hell's it going? This is the SMG. I'll be doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be talking about some of the class skills in the game KF2, breaking down some of the best builds for high-level difficulties such as Hell on Earth. First, as you can clearly see, we'll be covering the Gunslinger. So on high difficulties, the Gunslinger, much like Roland Deschain in The Dark Tower, is really a headshot type of character. So we're going to go through the skill tree and talk about the best build to tackle those high difficulties. I personally don't find steady to be that useful for the tier 5 skill tree, just for the fact that it's already pretty accurate. Reducing recoil for quick draw is extremely helpful. Taking off that penalty enables you to be a lot more accurate on the go. Well, 5%, that's a small amount of movement speed. But that switching perk weapons is highly useful. That way if you're out of ammo, you just switch to something else. Rack 'em up is really the cornerstone of the Gunslinger. With consecutive headshots, it makes it a force to be reckoned with. Bonebreaker just doesn't produce enough damage, especially on the higher difficulties. Especially when you can chain 10 shots up. Line 'em up most of the time is pretty difficult on the higher difficulties. Reload speed is really imperative. I'm a firm believer that reloads kill. Now with the level 20, Skullcracker is typically the most useful. Knock 'em down can be if you're in a pinch, if you're surrounded by lots of baddies, but I found it threw off most of my shots. So if you end up shooting a Zed in the chest and it stumbles, you're not going to be able to get that headshot unless you're real fleet of mouse. Or if you're using a controller, you have auto aim assist on or something. The master technique during Zed time, your weapon not running out of ammunition, is extremely helpful. Especially with the small magazine size and the cost associated with the Gunslinger. Whirlwind of Lead I found to be really useful hands down. I tried Fanfire a bit. The thing is, it just doesn't give enough of a buff.